All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, Lord Millstone, who teach very well. While this truth from and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And that's what we're supposed to be doing when we're supposed to be preaching the words of Yahweh Shema Shah, preaching nothing but the truth. But as we get later on in the days, and as we get closer into the return of Yahweh Shai, niggas are going to depart from the truth, man, and start teaching things that's of their own bellies. It's getting to a point when guys are saying Edomites can be saved. It's points when people are changing the name. And really the spirit of prophecy is thrown out the window with these other guys, man. They don't teach you about the things that's going on over there in Hamas and Israel and how that relates to biblical prophecy. The reason why they don't teach that because ultimately the Lord blinded them from that, man. Let's go ahead and start off right here in the book of Isaiah, the 8th chapter. Because again, Yahweh Shai, he pushed forth only one doctrine. He tell you that in the book of Ephesians first, in Ephesians, the 4th chapter, Salakia, how it was one word, one doctrine, one spirit, one faith. Some guys' faith is saying they're going to get delivered by airplanes. But our faith is saying we're going to get delivered by UFOs, man. So let's get this in Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And this word that we're speaking is the spirit of prophecy, man. This word is actually telling you what's ahead, whether it be the upcoming famine, the upcoming sedition among men, the evils and only evils that's growing up upon the planet Earth. We're telling you about the things that's thus saith the Bible. But these other guys, they changing the doctrine because I guess the doctrine of Yahweh Shai don't pay the bills with these niggas, man. And again, as we get closer and closer into that day, motherfuckers are gonna go further and further off the deep end, man. Instead of you getting closer into the Lord, you getting closer into Satan. Let's start off right here in the book of 2 Timothy 4. And I'm gonna start at the matter of fact, I'm gonna start at the 3rd verse. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Showing you have to preach for the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You have to rebuke and reprove for the doctrine, and you have to exhort with this same doctrine, man. Like it says in the scripture, this Bible is like a two-edged sword. It can cut you, and for lack of better words, you can do the cutting. But at the same time, a lot of these guys who claim to be Israelites, they're not yielding the sword correctly, man. Ultimately, instead of them cutting down strongholds, they cut down with the Lord built up, man. Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. And we are in the time of that right now. Because after their own lust, they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Let's go ahead and look up that word itching real quick, man. Because again, you don't want to hear about the MOTB. You don't want to hear about the destructions and evils and only evils that's coming upon the planet Earth. So you want to teach a real family doctrine. You want to teach something that the Lord didn't say. This is the word Strong's G. This is the word itching Strong's G 2833. Natho, Canatho. Yeah, Natho. Right here, going down to the third definition, desirous of hearing something pleasant. And 9 times out of 10, the prophets, they're not coming with pleasant things. It tells that in the book of the Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, how there was written within and without a lamentation, mourning, and woes. And also in Jeremiah, the 28th chapter, it says the prophets speak of war and of even the pestilence, man. And the reason why guys change the doctrine because they are too comfortable here in this place called America, man. So instead of you teaching thus saith the Lord, you teaching thus saith your own belly, man. Let's go ahead and get this real quick. And I'm gonna jump back. This is the book of Isaiah 30. Jump it down to verse 10. It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. So when we speak about the MOTB, when we speak about the famine, and when we speak about the great doctrine, you guys don't want to hear that, man. You guys don't want to hear the ill dealings of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai and niggas that change the doctrine. You might as well go back and be a fucking Christian, man. You know, it's a like you for the language, but you get upset when you see people mishandling the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Hey, how much we get upset, imagine how much the Heavenly Father get upset, man. Because basically you putting words in his mouth. The Lord said he's going to destroy this place with ICBM nuclear missiles, and the niggas say, no, it's going to be with volcanoes. So when the Lord come, he's going to question you, man. Niggas are stupid out here. So let's read this again. It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Yeah, so you want to hear about the good things. Yeah, we know about the kingdom of heaven is coming. But we know also through much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom, when we enter to the kingdom, it's not going to be a cakewalk. A lot of things have to happen, you know. Again, all these things must be fulfilled before the end come, man. And one of those things that must be fulfilled is the MOTB, you know. And another of those things that must be fulfilled before the end come is false prophets coming up on a rise, man. They coming out the shadows with these crazy ass doctrines. They coming out the shadows. Basically, they're scatter the flock, man. They don't care for the sheep, man. You know, they don't care about Yahweh Shai. You know, read this again. This First Timothy 2 and verse 3. For the time will come, and we are in that time now, when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables. So again, you basically going back into that Christian church doctrine, or you just making something up on the fly, and you try to have the Bible to back you up, but the Bible don't back up those lies, man. Let's get this real quick in Galatians 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 5, because at the end of the day, these people might read out the same Bible. These guys actually might pull out the same precept, but the difference between us and them, we have the understanding of it. The Lord have actually lit our candle and shine light into that darkness that was there, while these people are still in darkness, man. And that light that seemed to be darkness unto them, how great is that darkness, man? Because now this nigga so far in the deep end, he worshiping Greek gods now. This book of Galatians 1 and verse 6, it says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Mashiach into another gospel. And another gospel is Christianity, man. You know, and everything that comes after it. You instead of you teaching the doctrine of just getting right and praying and getting right with the Lord before the end come, niggas are teaching the doctrine next year get a wife and go down to the courthouse and change your last name to Yisrael. That's not the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. Let's continue on, which is not another, because it's not like you guys are using another book. You guys are using the same Bible, but you're mishandling it. But there be some that trouble you, which would pervert the gospel of Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. Now, real quick, let's look up that word pervert real quick. That word it's like it, pervert, Strong's G 3344, metastrepho, metastrepho one.
Melastrepho and Melastrepho, it actually goes back into what you go down to the Strong's definition to corrupt. So instead of you having this pure doctrine of Yahweh Shai, you guys are corrupting it by bringing in your own philosophies, man. The words that we supposed to be teaching supposed to be pure. It's supposed to be not defiled. But as soon as you say all Edomites can be saved, or the missiles are not going to be put in use, or even if you say that the MOTB is coming, even guys that try to put dates on the return of Yahweh Shai, that's a part of you perverting the gospel of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, man. Let's go back into that Galatians 1 and verse 7 again, since we have understanding on that word pervert, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you. And the reason why it trouble us, matter of fact, let's look up that word trouble too, Salakia. Let's look up that word trouble, man. Because it says it be some that trouble you, man. Because the reason why the troubling is coming into us, because you pervert the gospel. We trying to build up the nation of Israel while you niggas are knocking it down. You know, we said we bringing a whole 12 tribes of Israel back together from Judah all the way to Issachar. Now here you coming, yeah, we bringing the 12 tribes of Israel together that scatter all abroad. We don't know who the tribes is. You niggas are fucking up what the Lord built, man. And ultimately, the Lord is just going to start putting a lot of guys to death, especially they who claim to be Israelites, man. Let's go back into this word trouble. The word trouble in the let's just get to the point. In the Strong's definitions, it says to stir, agitate, trouble, a thing by movement of parts to and fro, to cause inward emotions, take away his calmness of mind, disturb his equanimity. So basically, these people, they disturb our mind because you scattering the flock, man. You guys are disturbing us because you teaching something that's false. For the lack of better words, you're false claiming. You claim to be a part of the anointing. You claim to know Yahweh Shai, but the words that come out of your mouth, it says that he never knew you. And for these people who are simple-minded or who are not quite as built up in the faith right now, they'll be, for lack of better words, taken by the big words, by your presentation. And that's why Yahweh Shai said like the true prophets that make everything straight. So let's read this one more time, man. Galatians 1 and 7. Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you. They agitate us, they piss us off, and will pervert the gospel of a Mashiach. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So that's the Lord basically saying, whatever you was taught, certain men came unto you and taught you certain things, you supposed to keep with it, man. Keep with the thing that you were taught from. Let's continue on. But it says, if you scatter away from it, let it be a curse. And we say before, and so we say now again. So Paul is saying this twice, man. Beating it into your head. If any man preach any other gospel unto you, then that ye have received, let him be accursed. So if these guys are pushing forth these false doctrines and trying to mess up your faith, because really, if you start believing something else, now your faith is gone. Now you don't have faith in Yahweh Shai. You have faith in Allah or another name, man. So send a curse upon these niggas who try to lead you astray. Continuing on, for do I not persuade men of the Most High, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of a Mashiach. So Yahweh Shai haven't sent you niggas if you're man pleasing. And what the Lord means by man pleasing is you teaching a doctrine or changing a doctrine just so another nigga can feel comfortable, or just so you can feel comfortable. You don't want to talk about the destruction. You don't want to talk about the evils and only evils and the prophecy that the Lord have coming upon the planet Earth. If you don't want to talk about it, then you can't be a servant of Yahweh Shai. You can just get out, man. For the lack of better words, man. And again, we're coming into a lot of times when the Lord is just exposing all that, man. Let's get this in Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors. That word woe goes back into destruction. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Yes, because you're destroying the people by pushing forth the false doctrine. Instead of you building it up in faith, you tell a brother, instead of you telling the brother to read Psalms to strengthen his faith, you telling the brother to read the book of Enoch, which that's gonna make his faith decay, man. You know, instead of you breaking down Revelations 13 and 16 as it's the MOTB and a physical thing, you're breaking it down as it's a white woman, or it's just the embargo, man. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, the Lord, he's not going to let you get away. That's why he said, whoa, destruction. Because while you destroy the sheep, the Lord is going to end up destroying you. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. Yes, because you drove them away to Christianity, man, or these crazy doctrines, and you haven't visited them. You haven't given them no clarity. You haven't given them no spiritual relief. Ultimately, you gave them more trouble, man. It says, behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, because the Lord will always leave an elect that will return unto him. The Lord Yahweh Shah will always leave an elect, which says in the book of Sirach, as birds return into their light, so shall truth return into them that practice in her. So the Lord have always left a remnant that will not be confused when these false doctrines come out, man. It says, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be faithful and increase. Increase in what? Increase in faith. And I will set up shepherds over you, and those shepherds are the true teachers of Yahweh Shah, man. You know, especially, saying and humbly, starting off with the men here at Great Millstone, starting off with the apostles and elders, on down to younger brothers like myself, man. It says, and I will set up shepherds over you, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, neither shall they be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. And yes, you're not going to be lacking in faith or in understanding or in comfort once you have the true understanding of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, man. You know? Because the shepherds will lead the sheep unto the words of Yahweh Shah. Let's get this in the book of St. John 10 in verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Because ultimately, Yahweh Yahweh Shah set up an order, man. Even during the disciples, man, in times when Yahweh Shah was back there with the disciples, everybody can hang around Yahweh Shah. Some people, the disciples had say, man, just going on, man, you know? So if you just I'm gonna pass Peter and I'm just gonna talk to Yahweh Shah front up, you going off, man. You're not doing things decently and in order, and that's why a lot of these false doctrines come forth, because people are not living decently and in order, or coming with this word decently and in order. It says, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep heareth his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. Now, right there, Yahweh Shah, he gave the understanding of the scriptures to us, Lord, when we endure to the end, you know? And you can tell if somebody have the teachers of Yahweh Shah, basically Deuteronomy 28 and 68, he break that down as the slave ships. That's like the voice of Yahweh Shah, man. Revelations, the 11th chapter, about us, the dead bones. Ezekiel 37th chapter, the dead bones being waking up. That's the voice of Yahweh Shah, man. But let's say if somebody go to Revelations 13th chapter, in the 16th verse, and say that's an embargo, that's not the voice of Yahweh Shah, man. Got to have the spirit of discernment. It tells that in the book of Malachi, the 3rd chapter. You're going to come back and return and discern between those that have the truth and the ones that don't. St. John 10 and verse 4. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before him, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, because, hey, you guys might have a following for a little bit. There's going to be a point when everybody's going to scatter, because they're going to realize you're full of shit. It says, in the stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. So guess what? These people or your following or your congregation that you claim that you have now, if you're not teaching the words of Yahweh Shai, ultimately, those, if they are part of the elect, if some are part of the elect, they're going to leave you, man, and return into the words of Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, let's jump down to St. John 10 in verse 12. Because ultimately, the ones that stay with them, they're going to be caught up to the slaughter, man. The St. John 10 and 12. But he that, matter of fact, verse 11, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, you just doing this for a job, you doing this to get some paper, or this some type of burden to you, whose own the sheep are not, still the wolf coming. You can see Esau coming down having great wrath. You can see Esau's the fucking devil, man. But here you go doing deals with him in the midst of the congregation. It says, and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. And you niggas are going to pay for that, man. The hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and careth not for the sheep. And that's the reason why you guys are teaching these false doctrines, because you don't care for the sheep. And ultimately, you not caring for the sheep is you not caring for Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai gave us a commandment in the book of St. John 21, and I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, so they had dined. Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, and Peter is the head of the church. So if it start to Peter, it goes all the way down, man. How much more us? It says, and Yahweh Shai said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs. Now let's go into that word feed real quick, man. Because you don't supposed to just feed a lamb Doritos or Mountain Dew. That's ultimately going to kill the lamb. You can't give a 6-month-old baby Mountain Dew, man. Ultimately, that baby going to end up dying, you know? Same thing with this truth. You can't feed somebody the book of Enoch, because ultimately you feeded them death. This is the word feed in the book of St. John 21 and 15, Strong's G 1006, Bosco. Bosco. It's heavy. It says to feed, portraying the duty of a Christian teacher. And ultimately, if you're taking the role as a teacher, you're supposed to teach the right things. What you're supposed to do to promote, put somebody on a level in every way, the spiritual warfare of the members of the church. So you exhorting them and building them up in the faith. That's what you do when you feed the sheep, man. You know, pasture. Right here, one is to feed, to be kept. You know, because you're keeping up with those nutrients, man. Let's go ahead and get this. St. John 21 and 16. He said to him the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. He said to him the third time. So this Yahweh Shai beating it into his brain. And Yahweh Shai dealt with repetition. That's why a lot of times the Old Testament is being spoken again in the New Testament. It just requoted it, man. Same thing with us, man. We talk about the MOTB, we talk about the missiles, we talk about the end of the world, we talk about the same thing. And these people actually get aggravated because we come with the same spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And Peter like, man, I answered you 2 times already, you know? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai said unto him, feed my sheep. So if you really love the Lord, if you really care about the flock, and if you really believe upon this word, you will feed the sheep. And not only feed the sheep BS and Mountain Dew, cheap shit. You're supposed to feed the sheep quality food. And that quality food comes in the form of this word being broken down correctly, man. Whether it is Deuteronomy 28th chapter, which that's a beautiful chapter, Deuteronomy the 7th chapter, Joshua the 1st chapter, you can feed them that, or you can feed them Revelation the 6th chapter. You can feed them Revelation the 11th chapter if they have the understanding, man. you know. But at the same time, you're not supposed to feed them something out of another book. You don't supposed to feed them false information, man. You're supposed to feed them the words of Yahweh Shai. So let's get this real quick. Let's end off right here in the book of 1 Peter 2 and verse 21. For even hitherto were ye called, because Yahweh Shai Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye shall follow his steps. So basically, Yahweh Shai had to die in order for us to get this word, man. Who did no sin, neither was there guile found in his mouth. And that word guile actually goes back into deceit. So if you're teaching false messages, then deceit is in your mouth. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. So he submitted, or he humbled himself under the mighty hand of the Most High. We have to do the same. Even when somebody greater in the room that have more understanding than you, niggas are too proud to humble themselves and say, you got it. You want to be the guy now, man. That's not of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Continuing on, who his own self bear our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, shall live unto righteousness, by whose stripes are ye healed. So it's through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai didn't die for no reason. Somebody shed their blood in order for this word to come out, man. And if you take this word light, or if you use or mishandle this word incorrectly, for the lack of better words, it's consequences behind those actions, man. It says, for ye also as sheep going astray. Yes, we was once going astray. We was once lost, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. And again, the reason why we was returned, and the reason why we got a Hebrew name, the reason why we don't eat pork or commit adultery no more, because ultimately somebody came to us with the true words, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It wasn't of our own. It wasn't no fucking book of Enoch or the book of the dead or Allah. It was all of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. And we supposed to come in that same stage. That light was shine upon us. Now we have to shine that light correctly upon the rest of the world, man. So yeah, I pray this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Shalom, DTA, and the Bible Bow. Soon.